Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to this brand new video. My name is Phil, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this cool navigation progress bar indicator to show the people on your website where they actually are, on which section they are, with that cool progress bar filled up based on the position you scrolled to. So in this case I just picked 4 sections here with different colors and a fixed navigation, and if you scroll down or if you scroll up, you can see that the current section will be highlighted by a progress bar in the navigation, and also changed a little bit of the style. For example, here the color, the font color, you see it changed to the color black or white again. And yeah, pretty cool, pretty awesome, and just a simple and basic vanilla JavaScript tutorial. We're gonna only use JavaScript for that, and I'm gonna explain you how to do that now. Don't waste time and let's go. All right, let's dive right into it. We just got our files here. We just got an index.html. We got a main.js and a styles.css. We included the script main.js underneath the body tag and the styles.css right in the head tag of the HTML file. So we have a really simple HTML construction here. We just got a navigation, which includes a list, an unordered list with 4 items, section 1 to section 4, and also we got the 4 section here in the body tag, which just include a text with the section as the name itself, so we can see where we are. And actually I styled this a little bit, not too much, as you can see, really simple. This is not a styling tutorial, so I'm not gonna show you what I did here. You can also pause the video and see what I did. This is not a styling tutorial. We're just gonna create the functionality to scroll the progress, if you scroll, to show the progress and to show the current section you scroll to actually. And actually, if I scroll down here, you can see the navigation and the list is fixed on the top, and I can scroll down to section 1, section 2, section 3 and section 4, and they just got some different colors to make the difference between those 4 sections. And now we're just gonna start right now. We're just gonna dive right into the main.js, and we're gonna begin with the magic and the programming part. Okay, so first things first, what we need an add event listener for the scroll, of course. So how can we do that? It's just very simple. We're just gonna say document.add event listener, and we're just gonna listen to the to the scroll event, and actually we're just gonna call the function which has an event. We need that event to get the current scroll position, and we can do the brackets here to start our scroll magic. So for example, to get the scroll position, we just can define a variable. For example, we're gonna call it scroll top, and then we just gonna say that, okay, we need the window.scroll y to get the current scroll top. So if we're gonna log that out, scroll top, you will see if we scroll, you see the scroll from top position. And that's what we're gonna need here right now. But before, we just gonna take and pick all our sections with JavaScript. So we gonna say document.querySelector, and we're gonna query selector all because we want to take every section. And in the HTML, you can see we got the class of section for every section. So we just can pick the selector dot for the class, and just gonna take the name of section. Pretty simple. And of course, we're gonna declare some variables, so we just can say the number of items or sections, whatever. And here we're just gonna say that this is all sections dot length, and then we got 4. And actually, this is what we're gonna do in the beginning to start here right now. But before we start do the calculations, if we scroll, we just need to add one more listener, and this is the onload listener, or actually the load listener. And also again here, we're just gonna do the function, and you're gonna pass in an event here as well. You can use that, but you don't need to use this. And also here, we're just gonna take all our sections with the same line of code. And but what we're gonna do first, if we load our page, we're gonna do a for each loop for all our sections. So we're just gonna say, okay, all sections dot for each, and here we just got the single section, And what we're going to do is pretty simple. Again, we're just going to take the offset top. So and what we're going to do here is we take the offset from this specific section, and we're going to do this with the offset top. And after that, we're just going to say sections.set attribute, and here we're just going to say offset minus top, for example. We're going to give it the value of offset top. And what we did here is pretty simple. We just do that once, because only if we load the page, not on every single scroll. That's why we're going to separate that here. And if we refresh the page, you can see here in every single section we get the value from the top offset. Why has the first one an offset of 75 pixel? Is pretty simple, because the navigation has a height of 75 pixel, and in order of that I just picked the margin top of 75 pixel for the first section. Nothing to do else. Okay, so what we need next is we just need to add a progress bar inside the header. And we're just going to create a simple div container for that, with the class of, let's say, progress, and also a class to pick it in JavaScript later. We're gonna write the JS indicator in front of the class name to show, okay, we're gonna pick that in JavaScript. And of course, we're just gonna do a little styling here for the progress. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna say, okay, it also has a height of 75 pixel. It has a background color of, let's say, some kind of green. Let's say green yellow, for example, whatever. And we're also gonna say it got a width of 100%. And now actually, as you can see, we see it here right now. But of course it's divided by left side and right side here, because the position is not absolute. So that's the next what we're gonna do is position absolute, left of 0 and also top of 0. And yeah, what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna say, okay, we add some set index, so it will be above the navigation. So as you can see now, it's position absolute with a width of 100% and above the navigation. And of course, now we need to work with the transform attribute to set the value for the progress actually. So we're just gonna put in the transform attribute, and here we're just gonna say translate x, and actually we're gonna do minus 100%, which puts the green progress bar to the left, so to minus 100%. And it's here now actually on my mouse here. You will see this is the start of the progress bar. You won't see it. Let's do, for example, 90%. You see it's here, and if you do 50 or let's say 60%, it's here. And if you go to 0, it's full again. So we're gonna start with minus 100%, and in the JavaScript we're gonna work with that value and manipulate that CSS value later. Okay, so so far so good. What we need to do next, we need to indicate the current section we are scrolled in if we scroll the window. So we go back to our document at the event listener scroll. And what we need to do here again, you're also going to do the for each loop. So we're just going to say all sections dot for each. And here we just got in the for each loop we got two arguments here, the section itself and of course also the index, which we're going to use. And what we're going to do is pretty simple. First things first, we're going to check out the section, the current section ID. And this is simple by take section dot get attribute. Let's say get attribute, and here we take the attribute ID. And actually I of course set the ID inside the section here, so you can pick that section. And what we're gonna do next is we just need to, let's say, to connect the specific LI with the specific section. So for example, we can give every single LI an attribute of data minus section, and here we can pass in the value from the ID here. And yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you later what we're gonna do with that attribute. So we got section 2, section 3, and section 4. Here we go. But let's go back to our main.js. Here we got the ID. Let's see if we got the specific ID, console.log. we're just gonna take out the section ID. And now if we scroll here, you can see we got every ID, of course, from 1 to 4. On every scroll, we just got the ID. Yeah, that's what we don't need. We need just one ID, and this is the last ID we are scroll to. So let's go to let offset top, a new variable here, and we're just going to say that this is the section.get attribute, and here we just take the offset top, which we set not in the index.html. We set this in the beginning here on the load function. So we just got our offset top here for every section. And okay, what we're going to do next, we're just going to say, okay, if this scroll top, which we actually defined here, is greater or equal to that offset top we just declared right now, we're just going to say, okay, console.log, for example, to see the section ID. So let's go back, and now you can see section 1. And here you can now see section 1 and 2, and now you can see section 1, 2, and 3, and now you can see section 1, 2, 3, and 4. So always, if the section hits the top value on the top side of the window, we just see the new section here. Pretty simple. Of course, we just want to see one specific section. So what we need to do is pretty simple. Let's declare before the initialization of the for loop. We can just say, okay, we need a found element, which is null in the beginning, and also found, yeah, let's say found number, found index, whatever. Let's say found number, and we just can put those two values here to the specific number and element. So we just can put the number to the current index +1, y +1, because index starts on 0 and our section starts with the number of 1. And for the current element, we just can take our section. Yeah, that's what we need to do. So we just can, in the end of the for loop, we just can console.log the found number to see the current section. Okay, so let's refresh that, and as you can see now, we just got null. Now we got 1 null because the section is here and needs to be on top. So on this range here, we don't got any kind of section, and here we got 1, here we got 2, here we got 3, and here we got 4. This is awesome. Now we need to yeah, let's indicate the current section by adding some active class to that. So again, here we just can declare the nav item, and here we just can say document.querySelector, and here we just pick the li with the attribute of data minus section is equal to, and here we pass him some value for the section ID. That's why we declared the section ID as data minus section, and now we can pick those elements here. And if we find a section here, we just can it's not jQuery, so we just can add the nav item dot class list dot adds for example active. So now you will see nothing in the browser, but you can see it inside the element section of the debugging tool. You can see now, if I scroll down, need to open the list, you can see nothing here. Add active, nav item. Okay, my bad. Don't need to declare it outside the for loop. I need to declare it inside the for loop, actually here. So yeah, and I actually see I already styled the active class. So yeah, here it is. You see actually the active class, give it a color of a black color, and the hover effect is already red, but you see the color will be black if it's active. So if I scroll down, you see section 1 is active, got black, section 2 got now black, section 3 got black, and section 4 got black. And yeah, of course you can use other colors or whatever you want. I just take this color for yeah, tutorial purposes. And okay, so let's go on. We are not ready yet. Of course, actually, as you can see now, the class has, the item always has the class of active. So we just can write a simple else loop here, and we just can yeah, remove that active class again if we are back here to lower section, and then it got removed again. But of course now we want our green progress bar. This is just all the preparation for our progress bar right now. So in the end now we just can yeah, create the functionality for our progress bar. So I'm gonna do that here. I just create the progress bar, and again I just gonna query select my progress bar, and remember, maybe I give it a class of JS ---- progress. And yep, what we're gonna do next, we need to play with that specific transform value. So we need to calculate the percentage value of the current li item, and then we need to pass it as a translate value to the progress bar section. So what we're gonna do first things first, we're just gonna check out okay, if found element is unequal to null. Actually, if you found the element, in other words, we just can say, okay, we declare variable found section ID is equal to found element dot get attribute ID again, for example, to get the current ID. And we just can say, okay, let navigation means the navigation with the blue background here is again equal document dot query selector. It has the class of, let me see what we got, navigation, just navigation, or JS navigation. I already gave it a class for the JavaScript, so I can pick it with .js to select it as my current element. And again, yeah, let's say found nav item is equal to, and now we're just gonna pick the navigation dot query selector, and here again we just pass in our list item, which we just gonna put with the attribute data section is equal to found section ID here. And actually now we got the found nav item, and now we need the offset. The offset means the offset from left or top of the parent container, or actually of the window if it has no parent container, or if the position is fixed like in the navigation here. So let's create a variable for found nav item offset, and here we just gonna yeah, do the found nav item dot offset, and here we just can say offset top or offset left. Now we need the offset left, and yeah, let's pass it as an integer here, and let's log out what we got. We just got the console.log, and here we just go with the found nav item offset. So you can see 4 values if you scroll. Actually, sorry, you only see the value from the section. So section 1 got an offset of 110 pixels from here, and section 2 got an offset from about 300 pixels from the left, and section 3 about 480, and so on. So you can see every single offset. And yeah, we now just can convert that into some percentage value. We're just gonna do that by yeah, gonna do the calculation. Let's give it a variable of progress, and here we just can say, okay, we have the first things, we need the window width here, of course, window width, which is equal to window dot inner width, And here for the progress calculation, we just can do item, found nav item offset divided by the window width, and now multiply it with 100 to get the percentage value. And actually now we just can console.log that out again to see the value we got. There we go. And now actually, as you can see, we just got, I'm gonna refresh that first, 12% here, and here we just got 32%, and here we just got 53%, and so on. And now we just need to pass this value for our progress bar. Let's get rid of the console log, not of that, just of the console.log. So here we go. Now we just can say, okay, we just picked our progress bar, and just can say style.transform. No, what the hell? Style.transform, and we just can say, okay, we need some translate x, and here we just can pass in a value of %, and what we, or just a -% actually, and here we just gonna interrupt that string and add the progress value. So you know we'll see it, but I can already tell you that it will look a little bit weird. It will just go to the beginning of every single item, so we need to modify that later. So if I scroll down now, okay, actually we got some what did we do wrong? Section 1, section 2, I think we just of course need to take the negative value here, because we got a value of -% here. So now you just get not a negative value, you got 12%, which actually means if we put a minus here, we got -12%, which puts it in the end. We need to say 100 minus 12%, for example, in the section 1 case. So we just got here, and now you see, hopefully, I need to save it, of course. Yeah, here we go. You see it's in front of the section item, but of course it should overlap the item here. So what we need to add here is pretty simple. We just need to declare a new value, and we just can, yeah, let's just name it item width, and this takes the found nav item. Where is it? Found nav item dot offset width, and actually we just can add a new value here. So let's item offset is equal to this value from the offset, from the actual offset, with multiplied with the width. Now I just can take this value here, and actually you will see maybe it will not look that good because it's now in the end, and yeah, somehow it looks a little bit weird. So just add some extra space. So just gonna call it extra space to let it look a little bit better, which is 60. And now you just add it here, and yeah, actually now you can see it will looks good now. Yeah, it will look like that. But maybe you notice if you scroll back to the top, it won't disappear again, and if you scroll down, it will not fill up by the whole width of the navigation. So just one little more thing to do that. We just say, okay, if we found an element, and if the element is not null, so if we are at least in section 1, we're just gonna fill the progress bar. But what if we do not found any kind of element? So means we are out of the range. So for example, on the whole top. So again, we just can copy that, and we just can pass in here the value of the basic value of -100%. So now if we scroll back to top, it's gone. And now we just need to pass in this value here, and to do that we just gonna do a simple another if loop here inside the if part, and we just gonna check out two things. So it's an end condition, and what we're gonna do here is, again, I mean that's already clear, if found, we just can pass in one value here. We just can say, okay, if found number is equal to the number of items. So the number of items here again is the all sections.length. So if we are on the last position, we're just gonna pass in some 0 value. So we're just gonna say, okay, we got 0%, and just otherwise we just fill it like we got it before. So now actually maybe you can see it here again. We got section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, and yeah, actually it's gonna fill up, and it looks a little bit weird because it jumps really hard. It has no cool transition, no cool animation. Yeah, there's a simple way to do that as well. We just go back here and add just some one line of code. I'm just gonna say here that the transition will be all .3s ease and out, and now you see it has that smooth transition effect if you scroll to the specific page. And yeah, of course we just gonna do and calculate this on every single scroll here right now. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, want to see more tutorials like that or more other tutorials, coding, programming tutorials, and to get better in programming, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be really awesome. Thanks for watching my video. My name is Phil, BananaCoding. Have fun and see you later. Bye bye.